Welcome back to the Zodiac Reset. I'm CJ, and we've reached the final episode of our Zodiac series. If you're someone who walks into a room and immediately feels the emotional undercurrent, who knows something's off before anyone says a word, this episode is going to help you understand that your sensitivity isn't a burden to manage. It's a spiritual gift that needs better boundaries. Today, we're exploring Pisces energy and why your ability to feel everything so deeply is exactly what makes you powerful, when you know how to work with it instead of drowning in it. Here's the Pisces reality. You are the final sign of the Zodiac, the culmination of the entire astrological journey. You carry within you a little bit of all 11 signs that came before. Aries, fire; Taurus's groundedness; Gemini's curiosity, all the way through Aquarius's vision. You're the cosmic summary, the energetic repository of the collective human experience. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of dissolution, dreams, and mystical awareness. Where other planets create boundaries and distinctions, Neptune dissolves them. It governs intuition, imagination, spiritual connection, and the transcendent experiences that remind us we're all part of something larger than ourselves. As a mutable water sign, Pisces is the most adaptable and flowing of all the zodiac energies. Mutable signs appear at the end of each season, preparing us for transition. Water signs navigate through emotion and intuition. Put them together, and you get an energy that flows into whatever container it encounters, taking on the emotional shape of every space and person it touches. You are essentially a high-powered receiver, tuned to frequencies most people don't even know exist. You pick up everything, the tension in a meeting that no one's acknowledging, the sadness your child is masking with irritability, the unspoken grief your colleague is carrying beneath their professional composure. You finish a workday where you've somehow absorbed your entire team's stress about upcoming deadlines. Not because anyone told you they were stressed, but because you felt it shifting in the room. Then you pick up your kids, and within minutes, you're carrying their emotional experiences too. The frustration about friendships, the anxiety about tomorrow's test, the excitement about the weekend that they haven't even processed yet. By 8 p.m., you're emotionally depleted and genuinely can't tell which feelings are actually yours and which ones you've unconsciously absorbed from everyone around you. You've become a storage unit for everyone else's emotional stuff, and you can't remember where they end and you begin. Here's what's actually burning you out. You've become the unofficial emotional processor for your entire world, and you didn't even apply for the position. At work, you're the person people instinctively confide in. They sense you won't judge them, that you'll just get it, and you do. but they leave the heavy lifting of their problems with you, and you find yourself carrying work stress that isn't even about your own projects. At home, you're so exquisitely tuned in to every mood shift, every unspoken need, every subtle sign of distress from your family, that you're preemptively trying to manage feelings they haven't even felt yet. You're parenting their emotional experiences before they've had a chance to process them themselves. This is Pisces shadow. Boundary dissolution that was supposed to create spiritual connection instead creates energetic overwhelm. You're taking responsibility for emotional weather that isn't yours to manage, carrying burdens that were never meant to be shouldered by one person. And because it becomes too much to hold, you start looking for the escape hatch. Let's be honest about what happens when your sensitivity system gets overloaded. You check out, not because you're weak or irresponsible, but because your nervous system is genuinely overwhelmed by the volume of emotional input it's processing. Neptune governs escapism for a reason. When reality feels unbearably harsh, when you're absorbing everyone's pain and can't find relief, your psyche looks for an exit. Maybe it's mindless scrolling through social media until you've lost 2 hours you can't get back. Maybe it's fantasizing about a different life, a different career, a different family structure, a different version of yourself, instead of addressing what actually needs change in this one. Here's the truth Neptune wants you to understand. Your sensitivity isn't too much. The world isn't too harsh for you. Your boundaries are just too thin. You're not broken or weak. You're wielding a powerful spiritual gift without the proper training or protection. I learned this the hard way during a particularly brutal month of dealing with work and home stressors. At work, budget time had everyone anxious about last-minute deadlines. And at the time, my son was navigating tricky social dynamics at the end of the school year. And I was absorbing it all. Every worry from my colleagues about their job security, every unspoken hurt my son was carrying about feeling left out, every fear, every tension, every undercurrent of stress that existed within a 10-foot radius. And by evening, I couldn't think clearly about any of it. My son asked me what was wrong and if I was mad at him. And it hit me. I wasn't being a support system for him. I was just mirroring the stress around me. And he thought it was somehow his fault. In a way, I was spiraling alongside him instead of being the person he could rely on for safety. That's when I understood I needed to become an anchor, not a mirror. I needed to maintain my own emotional center so I could be genuinely present for others without becoming them. Being empathetic doesn't mean becoming an emotional sponge. It means being a compassionate witness with clear boundaries about what's mine to carry and what isn't. So here's your Pisces reset practice. Before you enter any space today, a meeting, your home, a social gathering, take 30 seconds to check in with your baseline emotional state. Name it internally with specificity. For example, right now I feel calm and centered. Or, right now I feel slightly anxious about this presentation. This creates an energetic bookmark, a reference point for what's yours. Then, the moment you leave that space, do an emotional audit. What are you feeling now? Compare it to your baseline. Notice what shifted. Ask yourself, which of these feelings were already mine when I arrived, and which ones did I pick up from the environment? Practice consciously returning those absorbed emotions to their rightful owners with compassion. You can acknowledge someone's struggle without absorbing it into your own nervous system. You can witness someone's pain without making it your responsibility to fix. You can care deeply without carrying them home with you. This is the practice of energetic discernment. The spiritual skill Pisces energy is actually here to develop. Your empathy and intuitive sensitivity are forms of spiritual intelligence. The world desperately needs leaders who can sense the unspoken, who can feel into the emotional truth beneath surface appearances, who can hold space for collective healing. But you deserve the same compassion you so freely extend to everyone else. The understanding you offer others needs to include understanding for your own sensitive system. Here's your ongoing practice. Create a daily ritual for energetically clearing what you've absorbed. This isn't optional. It's essential maintenance for the psychic equipment you're operating. It could be a 5-minute shower where you literally visualize the day's absorbed energy washing off your body and down the drain. Maybe it's a short walk where you consciously leave work stress at one corner before you cross the street. The key is consistency. Your sensitivity doesn't turn off, so your clearing practice can't be occasional. It needs to be as routine as brushing your teeth. And here's what evolved Pisces energy actually looks like. It's the healer who can hold space for another's pain without absorbing it. It's the leader who trusts their intuition while maintaining clear boundaries. It's the parent who teaches their children that feeling deeply is a strength, not a weakness, and that protecting your peace is part of spiritual maturity. Neptune's highest expression isn't escaping reality. It's connecting to a deeper reality beyond what the surface shows. Your sensitivity isn't meant to drown you in everyone else's emotional overwhelm. It's meant to help you access spiritual wisdom, creative inspiration, and compassionate understanding that serves both you and others. When you model healthy sensitivity, feeling deeply, while maintaining energetic boundaries, you teach your children that emotional intelligence includes self-protection, not just empathy for others. You show them that caring for yourself isn't selfish. It's the foundation for sustainable service to others. When you protect your peace while leading with empathy, you become the kind of presence that actually transforms spaces instead of just absorbing their dysfunction. You become an anchor instead of a mirror, a lighthouse instead of a sponge. And with that, we've completed the entire zodiacal journey. 12 episodes exploring the full spectrum of human energy and how to work with your natural design instead of against it. We've seen that the very qualities that make you feel broken or exhausted are usually just your greatest strengths pushed out of alignment. Your intensity isn't too much. It just needs proper direction. Your drive isn't the problem. It needs to serve your actual values, not just external validation. Whether you connected most with Aries' reclaimed action, Taurus's permission to slow down, Gemini's focused clarity, Cancer's emotional honesty, Leo's authentic self-expression, Virgo's acceptance of imperfection, Libra's reclaimed voice, Scorpio's integrated power, Sagittarius's expansive vision, Capricorn's sustainable success, Aquarius's frequency alignment, or Pisces' compassionate boundaries. The message is the same. You don't have to choose between your career and your humanity. You don't have to choose between being a present parent and a successful professional. You don't have to burn out to prove your worth. You don't have to prove your worth at all. The energy you need for sustainable success isn't found in doing more. It's found in aligning with who you actually are and working with your natural rhythms instead of forcing yourself into patterns that deplete you. So one last time, let's check the description for your Pisces Energy Protection Toolkit. Lead with compassion and protect your peace. There's a shower of light visualization for clearing absorbed stress. There is a mine versus yours filter that will help you distinguish your feelings from others. And there are 3 ways to decline emotional labor without guilt, called the sacred no. And as we close out, I want to thank you for taking this journey with me. If these resets have shifted something for you, please share this series with someone who needs to remember that burnout does have an expiration date when you start working with your energy instead of against it. And as always, shine bright, stay aligned, and trust that your authentic energy, however intense, unconventional, or deeply sensitive, is exactly what this world needs.